Let's make a plant-based white bean chicken chili. Welcome back to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, where we make plant-based cooking easy. I'm Jill, and today we're gonna make this delicious white bean chicken chili. It is just blustery outside, so I'm just in the mood for a soup. So we're gonna jump right in. The printable recipe link is in the details below. We're gonna start with one onion that I've diced pretty small. We're gonna get that sauteing first. And as you see, I haven't added any oil in here. You don't really need to do that. If you do find that it's starting to stick a little bit, you can just use a little bit of the vegetable broth from the recipe just to kind of deglaze your pan. So we're gonna let these saute for a bit, and then I'll show you some of the other ingredients. All right, so now your onions are ready. So we're gonna add, I have 3 stalks of celery that I diced pretty fine. I'm gonna add that to it. 3 cloves of garlic that I've minced really fine. And then 1½ cups of finely diced cabbage. Now, this is completely optional if you don't want that in there. This is just, you know, cabbage isn't normally in a white bean chili, but this is just to add a little bit extra nutrition, and you'll never even know that it's there. So we're gonna saute this for a few minutes, and then we'll move on to some other ingredients. While we're waiting for that, I'd like to share some background on our show. The Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show is crowd-funded, which means these free weekly recipe videos, along with our entire catalog of free printable recipes on our website, plantbasedcookingshow.com, and our Plant-Based Cooking Made Easy cookbook series, are all made possible in part by the generous patronage of our supporting membership community. So if you love our recipes, I invite you to join us on our mission to make plant-based cooking easy, and follow the link in the description to become a supporting member today. There's no denying the plant-based diet is a nutrient powerhouse, but did you know there are a handful of hard-to-get nutrients even well-crafted diets are often lacking? The latest research suggests that complementing your diet with a few specific vitamins, minerals, and omega-3s will help boost your energy and keep you thriving for the long term. That's why my daily health routine includes Complement Essential. Complement Essential contains the 8 critical nutrients lacking from most plant-based diets in dosages optimized specifically for us. As a special discount for our viewers, just use code PLANTBASEDEASY at checkout to save 15% off of your order. All right, so our cabbage and celery and garlic is done now. So we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients. So I have 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon and a half of cumin, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 4 ounces or just 1 small can of green chilies. And that you'll have to look on your can, and it's up to you whether you get mild or spicy. Then we have 2 cans of cannellini beans that I've already rinsed and drained. We'll do some cracked pepper. And then we have our Butler soy curls. So that's gonna take place of the chicken, right? So this is our vegan chicken. So these are dried. I didn't soak them yet. This is going to go in the soup, and it's going to soak up the vegetable broth. So this is 1 cup. And if you don't have these, you could use something like oyster mushrooms or even artichoke hearts. Those work great too. All right, then we have 1 liter of a low sodium vegetable broth. And then 2 tablespoons of a low sodium tamari. All right, so now you're just gonna let this simmer. And if it gets really thick, you can always add a little bit more vegetable broth if you want more of a brothy type of chili. But if not, just enjoy it as that really thick chili. And then there's only a couple more steps left after this, so I'm gonna let this cook for about a half an hour or 20 minutes or so, and then we'll add our final ingredients. Okay, so now that our soup is pretty much finished, we're gonna add our final ingredients. So I've got 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and that's really just gonna give it a little bit more of a buttery, creamier flavor. And then a ½ cup of unsweetened soy milk, but you can use whatever unsweetened plant milk you like. And then I'm gonna add just a little bit of chili pepper. This is completely up to you how much you wanna use. This is a really spicy chili pepper, so I only use, you know, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. And then what you're gonna do with an immersion blender, or you can just scoop out a little bit of it and blend it in a blender. We're gonna immersion blend just a little bit of it just to give it that thick kind of chili texture. Okay, just that simple. So I'm gonna let this cool for a bit. If you wanna come in and take a look at what the final soup looks like, and then I'm gonna let it cool a little bit and I'll meet you at the table for a taste. Okay, it's still pretty hot, but let's go in for a taste. I know it smells good. Let's see here. So happy it's soup season. Give it a try, you're gonna love it. Come on back next week for another great recipe.